I'm telling you, this place will work one day, I said, staring at the tiny office that smelled like old paint and cheap coffee. Rizwan leaned against the doorframe and laughed softly. You've been saying that for 2 years. Because it's true, or because you refuse to quit. Same thing. He shook his head. You built this alone. That's brave, but also dangerous. I don't need a team yet. You need someone you trust. I forced a smile. Trust is expensive. Loneliness is more expensive, he replied quietly. I didn't answer. His words stuck in my chest like a stone. Later that night, I sat alone with my laptop glowing in the dark. The numbers were bad. Worse than bad. I whispered to the empty room. I just need one break. A voice behind me said, then stop whispering and start pitching. I jumped and turned around. Who are you? Ethan, he said, smiling like he already knew me. I heard you talking to yourself in the hallway. Embarrassing. Honest, he corrected. What's the business? I hesitated. It's nothing big yet. I love small things. They grow. Something about his confidence made me open my laptop again. It's a digital marketing startup. I help small businesses grow online. He leaned closer. Show me. I spent 10 minutes explaining everything. When I finished, I waited for the usual polite rejection. Instead, he grinned. This is good. Really, this is great. You just don't know how to sell it. I laughed nervously. That's literally my business. No, your business is helping others. You don't help yourself. I stared at him. You barely know me. I know passion when I see it. We talked for hours that night. Why are you helping me? I asked. Because someone helped me once, he said, and because you look like you haven't slept in weeks. I haven't. Good. Sleep is for people without dreams. I laughed. You're insane. Maybe, but I'm right. From that night on, he kept showing up. One evening, he dropped 2 coffees on my desk. You need branding. I need clients. Branding gets clients. You sound expensive. I'm free. No one is free. I am. I believe in this. Why? He looked straight at me. Because I believe in you. No one had ever said that before. Weeks turned into months. Try this pitch, Ethan said one afternoon. It sounds bold. Bold sells. What if they reject us? They will. Then the next one won't. I laughed. You're impossible. And you overthink. We landed our first real client a week later. I ran into the office shouting, they signed. Ethan jumped from his chair. I told you. We hug like kids. That night, I introduced him to Maya. She smiled instantly. So you're the famous Ethan. I hope famous means good. It means my brother finally smiles again. I roll my eyes. She exaggerates. Maya nudged me. You used to look like a sad robot. Ethan laughed. He still does sometimes. Traitors, I said. Maya turned to Ethan. Take care of him. I will, he said without hesitation. Later, Rizwan pulled me aside. He's good, Rizwan said carefully. See? Even you admit it. But don't trust too fast. I sighed. Why are you like this? Because I know how people change when money arrives. Ethan isn't like that. You hope he isn't. I know he isn't. Rizwan raised his hands. I hope you're right. I walked back to Ethan feeling strangely defensive. What did Rizwan say? Ethan asked. Nothing important. He smiled. He doesn't trust me yet. He's protective. Good. You need someone like that. And you? I'm the reckless one. Perfect balance. I joked. Exactly, he said. Months passed in a blur of late nights and endless coffee. Why are you still here? I asked one night at 2 a.m. Because you're still here. You don't have to stay this late. I want to. You're crazy. You already said that. I laughed. You could work anywhere. Why stay? He looked serious. Because this feels like mine too. The words hit me harder than I expected. Then make it official, I said before I could overthink. His eyes widened. Are you serious? Be my partner. He didn't speak for a moment. Then he said softly, I thought you'd never ask. We shook hands. Partners, I said. Brothers, he corrected. That word filled a space in me I didn't know was empty. Business started growing faster after that. Marcus joined first. I love your energy, he told us. Then Lena. Your finances need help, she said bluntly. Tom followed. I just want to build cool things. Our small office became loud and alive. One evening, Maya visited again. This place is different, she said, smiling. Better. I asked. Alive. Ethan handed her coffee. We're just getting started. She whispered to me, he's amazing. I know. Later that night, Rizwan came by. He looked around and nodded slowly. You did it. We did it, I corrected. He glanced at Ethan. Take care of him. Ethan smiled. Always. Rizwan still looked unsure, but he said nothing. Weeks later, we pitched to our biggest client yet. I paced nervously. What if we mess up? Ethan grabbed my shoulders. We won't. How are you so calm? Because we belong here. We walked into the meeting together. 2 hours later, we walked out in silence. Then Ethan shouted, we got it. I froze. We got it. We got it. I laughed louder than I ever had. Back at the office, everyone cheered. Marcus shouted, this is huge. Lena hugged me. You did it. Tom high-fived Ethan. We're real now. I looked around the room, overwhelmed. Ethan stood beside me, grinning. I raised my coffee cup and said, we did it. For the first time, the future finally looked bright. This office is too small now. Marcus said, spinning in his chair. I laughed. 2 months ago, you said it was too big. That was before clients started calling every hour. Ethan dropped a folder on my desk. Growth problems are good problems. I like how that sounds, I said. Tom walked in holding a laptop. Server traffic doubled again. See, Ethan said, we're exploding. I felt proud and terrified at the same time. Later, Lena approached me quietly. Can we talk? Of course. She hesitated. Maybe later. I frowned. Okay, later. Ethan called from across the room. We have a meeting. Lena gave a small nod and walked away. During the meeting, Marcus said, clients love Ethan's pitches. I smiled. He's better than me at selling. Ethan shook his head. We're a team. Tom added, people trust him instantly. I joked. I trust him too much. Everyone laughed. Ethan smiled, but something in his eyes felt distant. That evening, I said, we should celebrate. Ethan checked his phone. I can't tonight. Everything okay? Just busy. I'll explain later. He left quickly. I watched the door longer than I expected. At home, Sarah hugged me. You look exhausted. I feel amazing. You look tired. That's success. She pulled back and studied my face. Are you happy? Yes. Are you sleeping? Sometimes. Are you eating? When I remember. She sighed. I miss you. I'm doing this for us. I know. I just don't want the business to replace your life. It won't. She paused. Do you still trust Ethan completely? I laughed. Of course. Completely? Yes. She nodded slowly. Okay. The next morning, Rizwan sat across from me at a cafe. You look proud, he said. I am. You also look worried. That's normal. He stirred his tea. How involved is Ethan with the money? He handles most of it now. Most. He's better at it than me. Rizwan leaned forward. That makes me nervous. You worry too much. I worry because I care. He's my partner. That doesn't mean blind trust. I don't trust blindly. You do when you love someone like a brother. I didn't reply. Back at the office, Marcus waved at me. Ethan closed another deal. I smiled. Already, he's unstoppable. I found Ethan in the meeting room. You're on fire, I said. He grinned. We're on fire. Why didn't you tell me about the deal? I didn't want to wake you last night. You can wake me anytime. I know. I just handled it. Okay. The conversation felt shorter than usual. Later, Lena stopped by again. Do you have a minute? Yes. She lowered her voice. Maybe tomorrow. You keep saying that. I just want the right moment. You're scaring me. She forced a smile. Nothing serious. I nodded, but the unease stayed. Days passed quickly. Marcus said, we should hire more staff. Tom added, and upgrade the servers again. Ethan replied, I'll handle the budget. I said, let's review it together later. He nodded, but we never did. One evening, Maya visited the office. She whispered, you're working too much. It's temporary. Success looks stressful. It's exciting. She smiled. Ethan seems busy. He is. Do you still talk like before? Of course. Good, she said softly. That night, I stayed late alone. I opened a project dashboard and noticed unfamiliar expenses. I whispered, strange. Ethan walked in suddenly. You're still here? Yeah. He glanced at the screen. Checking reports? Just curious. You should rest more. You too. He smiled. I'm fine. We stood in silence. I asked, "Are you okay?" "Of course." "You feel distant." "I'm just busy." "We're both busy." He nodded. "Exactly." The conversation ended too quickly again. The next morning, Rizwan texted me. "Something feels off." I replied, "You always say that." He answered, "Promise me you're watching carefully." I didn't respond. At lunch, Sarah called. "You forgot dinner again." "I'm sorry. You keep saying that." "I'll make it up to you." "You better." Before hanging up, she said softly, "Take care of yourself." Back in the office, Marcus shouted, "We hit another milestone." Everyone cheered. I looked at Ethan. "We're unstoppable." He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. Later, Lena stood beside my desk, pale and quiet. "Can we talk now?" she whispered. "Of course." Privately, we stepped into the meeting room. She closed the door slowly. My chest tightened. "What's wrong?" She took a deep breath. "I need you to check the company accounts." "What?" "Please, just do it." Her voice trembled. I stared at her, confused and suddenly afraid. "Why is everyone standing around?" I asked as I walked into the office. Marcus looked up quickly. "You didn't hear?" "Hear what?" Tom said, "Payroll didn't go through." I froze. "What do you mean it didn't go through?" "No salaries this morning," Lena said quietly. "That's impossible," I replied. "We had enough funds." Marcus shook his head. "We thought you knew." "Knew what?" Silence filled the room. "Where's Ethan?" I asked. No one answered. I pulled out my phone and called him. Straight to voicemail. "Maybe he's in a meeting," Tom suggested weakly. I called again. Voicemail. "Has anyone seen him?" I asked louder. Marcus shook his head. "Not since yesterday afternoon." I laughed nervously. "He probably overslept." Lena whispered, "He never oversleeps." I ignored the comment and opened my laptop. "Let's check the account," I muttered. Lena stood beside me silently. I logged in and stared at the screen. My stomach dropped. This can't be right." "What?" Marcus asked. "The balance is wrong." "How wrong?" Tom asked. "Almost empty." The room went silent. Marcus whispered, "That's not possible." I refreshed the page again and again. The numbers didn't change. "Where did the money go?" I asked. No one answered. I grabbed my phone and called Ethan again. Voicemail. "Pick up," I whispered. "Please pick up." Nothing. I turned to Lena. "Explain this." She swallowed. "I try to tell you." "Tell me what?" "He had full access." "Of course he had access. He's my partner." She shook her head slowly. "Full access." My voice cracked. "What are you saying?" "He's been moving money for months." I stepped back. "No, I didn't know how to tell you." "You're wrong." "I wish I was." Marcus spoke quietly. "This is a mistake." Lena opened her laptop. "Look." She showed me transaction after transaction. "Transfers," she said softly. "Where?" I asked. "Private accounts." "Different ones." My hand shook. "Why didn't you stop him?" "I needed your approval to block him." "You could have told me." I tried. I remembered every time she hesitated. My chest tightened. No, this isn't real." Tom whispered, "Maybe he's fixing something." "Fixing what?" Marcus snapped. I grabbed my keys. "I'm going to his apartment." "I'll come with you," Marcus said. The drive felt endless. I knocked on Ethan's door. No answer. I knocked again. "Ethan, open the door." Silence. The landlord walked down the hallway. "Are you looking for Ethan?" "Yes." "Is he home?" "He moved out last night." The words hit me like a punch. Moved out. Packed everything. Left in a hurry. Marcus whispered, "No way." I leaned against the wall. He didn't tell me. The landlord shrugged. "Sorry." Back in the car, Marcus stared straight ahead. "He wouldn't do this," I said. Marcus didn't answer. "Say something," I begged. He whispered, "He told me you were selling the company." I turned slowly. "What?" "He said you planned to leave us." "I would never do that." "He said you were planning it secretly." "You believed him?" I didn't know what to believe. My chest burned. "He turned you against me." Marcus looked ashamed. "I'm sorry." Back at the office, everyone looked at me like I had answers. I had none. Tom asked quietly, "What do we do?" "I don't know," I admitted. Lena whispered, "There's more." My heart sank. "What now?" "The remaining funds." "Yes." "They're pending transfer." "To where?" She swallowed. "His account." "No," I said. I opened the bank app again. The balance refreshed. 0. I stared at the screen, unable to breathe. Marcus whispered, "Tell me that's a glitch." I called the bank immediately. "Hello," the agent said politely. "I need to confirm a transaction. Please provide the account number." My voice shook as I spoke. After a pause, the agent replied, "Yes, the remaining balance was withdrawn overnight." The phone slipped from my hand. Everything was gone. My phone rang at 7 a.m. "Hello." I answered, half awake. "Is this the owner of the company?" a cold voice asked. "Yes. You have an overdue payment." My stomach tightened. "We're working on it. You have 48 hours. The call ended. Another call came immediately. "Payment reminder," another voice said. "I know," I whispered. "Legal action begins soon." The line went dead. I stared at the ceiling. This can't be real. My phone rang again. Rizwan's name flashed. "Are you okay?" he asked. "No, I'm coming over." "You don't have to. I'm already on the way." When he arrived, I said, "They won't stop calling." "They won't," he replied calmly. "I don't know what to do." "You breathe. Then we plan." "I feel like I'm drowning." "You're still alive," he said. "That means we fight." At the office, half the desks were empty. Tom walked toward me slowly. "I need to talk." My chest tightened. "You're leaving." "I'm sorry. I understand." "I believe you didn't do this," he said quietly. "Thank you. I just can't risk my future." "I get it." He shook my hand. "You'll rebuild." "I hope so." Marcus avoided my eyes when he passed me. "Marcus," I called. He stopped. "Yeah." "Are you leaving too?" He nodded slowly. "I have to." "I understand." "I'm sorry I believed him." "It's not your fault." He whispered, "It feels like it is." The office felt silent after he left. Lena stood near the door. "I'm staying until the end." "You don't have to. I want to help fix what I can." "Thank you," I said softly. That evening, Sarah knocked on my door. I opened it and tried to smile. "Hey, we need to talk." My heart sank. "Okay." She stepped inside and looked around the messy apartment. "You haven't been sleeping," she said. "No." "You haven't been eating." "No." She took a deep breath. "This scandal is everywhere." "I know. My parents keep asking questions." "I'm sorry." She looked at me with tears in her eyes. "I'm scared. I'll fix this." "I don't know if you can." The words cut deeper than anything else. "I need stability," she whispered. "I can give you that." "When?" "Soon." She shook her head slowly. "I can't wait in uncertainty." My voice broke. "Are you leaving me?" "I think I already have." Silence filled the room. "I love you," I said. "I love who you used to be." The door closed softly behind her. I sank to the floor and whispered, "Everything is falling apart." The next morning, Maya burst into my apartment. "Tell me this isn't true," she cried. "I wish I could. Mom told me you used our savings." I had no choice. Tears rolled down her face. "That was our safety net. I'll pay it back." "When?" "I don't know." She hugged me tightly. "I'm not mad. I'm scared." "I'm scared too." "We'll survive," she whispered. "I hope so." She wiped her tears. "I still believe in you." Her words hurt and healed at the same time. After she left, I sat in silence until Rizwan arrived again. "You look worse," he said. "I feel worse." He sat beside me. "Good, good." Rock bottom is honest. I hate honesty. "You need it." I cover my face. "I lost everything." "No," he said firmly. "You lost money." "I lost people." "Wrong." "The wrong people left." "I feel ashamed." "You were betrayed." "I trusted him." "That's not a crime." "It feels like one." Rizwan leaned forward. "Listen carefully." "I'm listening." "This is not the end." "It feels like it." "This is the start of your revenge." I looked at him. "Revenge won't fix me. It will give you purpose." "I don't want to become bitter." "You won't. You'll become stronger." I whispered, "I don't even know where he is." "We'll find him eventually." "Should we hunt him now?" Rizwan studied my face. "Do you want revenge or survival?" "I want peace." "Then rebuild first." "What if he never pays for this?" "He will. Life collects debts." I took a deep breath. "I feel empty." "Empty space can be rebuilt." I nodded slowly. "What do I do now?" "You start again." "From zero?" "Yes." "That sounds terrifying." "It should." I stood up and wiped my face. "Okay," I said quietly. "Okay," he repeated. "I choose survival first." He smiled. "Revenge later." I nodded. Revenge later. I found you a freelance project, Rizwan said, dropping his phone on my table. I looked up from my laptop. What kind? Small business website. Low pay, fast deadline. I'll take it. You didn't even ask the price. I don't have the luxury to ask. He smiled gently. That attitude will save you. I hope so. The first payment arrived a week later. I stared at the notification. It's small. It's a start, Rizwan said. I miss the old numbers. You'll see bigger ones again. I'm scared to believe that. Believe anyway. Days turned into busy nights. You're working non-stop, Maya said during call. I need to. You also need rest. Rest feels expensive. She laughed softly. You sound like a robot again. I never stopped being one. Yes, you did. You just forgot. One evening, Rizwan walked into my apartment smiling. I want you to meet someone. I'm not ready for networking. She's not networking. She's opportunity. Sounds intimidating. She is. The next day, I sat across from Mrs. Kapoor in a quiet office. She looked at me carefully. Rizwan speaks highly of you. He exaggerates. He says you survived betrayal. I survived mistakes. She nodded slowly. Good answer. I shifted nervously. Why did you want to meet me? Because failure reveals character. I failed big. You learn big. I'm still learning. She leaned forward. Tell me what went wrong. I hesitated. I trusted too easily. And now, I trust carefully. She smiled faintly. Progress. I want to rebuild. Then you must protect yourself first. I don't know how. You will learn. What do you want in return? I invest in people, not businesses. That sounds risky. So are second chances. I left the meeting feeling lighter. Rizwan called immediately. How did it go? I think she liked me. She doesn't like people easily. She offered mentorship. He laughed loudly. I knew it. Weeks turned into months of lessons. Read every contract, Mrs. Kapoor said during a call. Even the boring parts. Especially the boring parts. Trust slowly, she continued. I'm trying. Separate emotions from money. That's the hardest lesson. It always is. One evening, she asked, do you still think about him? Every day. Good. Good. Pain can become fuel. I don't want revenge to drive me. Let wisdom drive you. I nodded silently. Months became a year. You're ready, she said during a meeting. Ready for what? A new company. That scares me. It should. I don't want to fail again. You will fail again. Just smaller. I laughed nervously. Comforting. We build stronger foundations now. The new business started slowly. Marcus called one day. I heard you're back. Slowly. I'm proud of you. Thank you. Maybe we can work together again someday. Maybe. Lena messaged me months later. Your new website looks amazing. I replied, thank you. Time moved quietly. You're smiling more, Maya said during dinner. I feel calmer. You deserve peace. I'm learning to accept it. Another year passed. Rizwan walked into my office, grinning. Look at this place. It feels unreal. You built this again. We built this, I corrected. He laughed. You never forget loyalty. I never will again. The company kept growing. Mrs. Kapoor said, your numbers are impressive. I finally understand them. You understand risk now. I respect it. She smiled. That's better. One evening, I sat alone in the office, staring at the city lights. I whispered, I made it back. My phone buzzed. Lena's name appeared. I smiled and answered. Hey. Her voice sounded nervous. I need to tell you something. What's wrong? I saw him. My heart stopped. Who? She hesitated. Ethan. The room felt suddenly smaller. Where? I whispered. He's back. Say that again. I whispered into the phone. I saw him, Lena repeated. At a co-working space. My hands trembled. Are you sure? I would never mistake him. Is he doing well? She paused. No. What does that mean? He looks tired. Older. Stressed. I sat down slowly. What is he doing? He tried to start a new company. Tried. It failed. My chest tightened. Failed how? Badly. People are suing him. Lawsuits. Yes. I closed my eyes. For what? Fraud. Investors say he lied. The word fraud echoed in my mind. I whispered. He used the stolen money. Yes. I didn't know what to feel. Rizwan arrived minutes later. You look like you saw a ghost, he said. In a way, I did. What happened? He's back. Rizwan froze. Ethan, yes. He sat down heavily. Tell me everything. I repeated Lena's words slowly. Rizwan shook his head. Karma works fast. I don't feel happy. You don't have to. I feel confused. You feel human. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. My heart pounded. Should I answer? Rizwan leaned forward. Put on speaker. I answered. Hello. Silence filled the line. Then a familiar voice whispered, Hi. My chest tightened. Ethan, I didn't know if you'd pick up. I didn't know if I should. He exhaled shakily. I deserve that. What do you want? I need help. Rizwan mouthed no. I stayed silent. I made mistakes, Ethan continued. Mistakes? I repeated. I ruined everything. You ruined me. I know. Silence stretched between us. I'm bankrupt, he said quietly. I closed my eyes. I'm not surprised. I thought I could rebuild. You thought wrong. I trusted the wrong people. The irony hurt. I whispered, that sounds familiar. I deserve that, he said again. What do you want from me? Advice. Guidance. Anything. Rizwan whispered angrily. Hang up. I don't know. I replied into the phone. Please, Ethan said softly. I need time. Thank you, he whispered. The call ended. Rizwan stood up immediately. Absolutely not. I didn't say yes. You didn't say no. He sounded broken. He broke you first. I know. You owe him nothing. Mrs. Kapoor called later that evening. I heard the news, she said calmly. Everyone knows everything. That's business. What should I do? Stay calm. I want to scream. Screaming is emotional. Strategy is powerful. Rizwan wants legal action. He's not wrong. I don't want revenge to control me. Then control the situation. Ow! Meet him. My heart skipped. Face to face. Yes. Why? Power comes from clarity. I'm scared. You're stronger now. I breathed deeply. Maybe you're right. That night, I couldn't sleep. My phone buzzed again. A message from Ethan. Can we meet? I stared at the screen for minutes. Rizwan texted, don't trust him. Mrs. Kapoor texted, control the meeting. I typed slowly, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Ethan replied instantly, thank you. The next day felt endless. Rizwan sat across from me. This is dangerous. I need closure. You need justice. I need both. Mrs. Kapoor said during a call, listen more than you speak. I can do that. Observe everything. I will. Remember who you are now. I won't forget. At 4:55 p.m., I stood outside the cafe. My hands trembled slightly. Rizwan called. You don't have to do this. Yes, I do. For revenge. For peace. I walked inside slowly. Ethan sat alone at a table. He looked up as I approached. Years of silence ended in one moment. I pulled out the chair and sat across from him. I sat down slowly and looked at him. Hi, he said quietly. You look different. I feel different. We stared at each other in silence. You disappeared, I said. I know. You destroyed everything. I know. His voice sounded smaller than I remembered. Why did you do it? I asked. He stared at the table. I was jealous. I didn't speak. I thought the success should be mine, he continued. We built it together. I convinced myself I built it alone. That's a lie. I believe my own lies. I leaned back. You stole from me. I stole from us. You stole my future. I ruined my own future too. I watched his shaking hands. I thought money would make me powerful, he said. And it made me alone. I stayed silent. I thought people would respect me. Did they? They used me and left. The irony felt heavy. You did the same to me, I said. I know. His eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry, he whispered. I expected anger to rise inside me. Instead, I felt tired. Sorry doesn't fix anything, I said. I know. Why call me? I didn't know who else to call. You burned every bridge. I know. Silence stretched between us again. I'm being sued, he said quietly. I heard. I might lose everything. You already did. He nodded slowly. You're right. He looked at me with desperate eyes. Can you help me? The question hung in the air. Help you how? I asked. Alone. Advice. A chance. I exhaled slowly. You want the man you betrayed to save you. I know how it sounds. It sounds impossible. I deserve that. I studied his face carefully. I spent years hating you. I said. I deserve that too. I imagined revenge. You should take it. I shook my head. No. He blinked. No. Revenge won't heal me. Then why meet me? For closure. His shoulders dropped slightly. I ruined your life, he whispered. You changed it. That's worse. It made me stronger. He looked surprised. Stronger? I rebuilt everything. I heard. I learned from my mistakes. I was your biggest mistake. Yes. He nodded slowly. I don't hate you anymore, I said. His eyes widened. You don't. I don't have the energy to hate. Then you forgive me? I paused. I accept what happened. That's not forgiveness. It's peace. Tears rolled down his face. I don't deserve peace, he said. That's your journey. I wish I could go back. So do I. I miss our old days. So do I. Silence returned, softer this time. I can't give you money, I said gently. He nodded immediately. I understand. I can't fix your problems. I know. I can't save you. I know. He wiped his face. Thank you for meeting me. I needed this too. He whispered. You look happy. I feel free. I'm glad you survived. I did more than survive. He smiled faintly. You won. This isn't about winning. It feels like it. It's about moving forward. He nodded slowly. I hope you find your way, I said. I hope I do too. We both stood up at the same time. This is goodbye, he said. Yes. He hesitated. Thank you for once calling me brother. My chest tightened. Take care of yourself. You too. I turned and walked toward the door. Each step felt lighter. Outside, the air felt fresh. I whispered to myself, it's over. My phone buzzed. Rizwan asked, how did it go? I replied, I'm finally free. Mrs. Kapoor texted, proud of you. Maya texted, dinner tonight? I smiled and typed, yes. I looked at the sky and took a deep breath. Trust broke me once. Loss changed me. Growth saved me. And for the first time in years, I felt at peace.